The time is now 10:01. I call the May 2028-2026 Planning Board to order. We have the following board members with us today: Commissioner Gerardo.
Good morning, everybody.
Commissioner Matthews.
Good morning, everyone.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Good morning, virtually.
And then Vice Chair Cohen. We now move forward to business and please note that the deadline for participant pre-registration and for all submission of the materials and exhibit was 12 noon on Tuesday before the planning board meeting. The order of cases for today's meeting is as follows: items 2, items 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we will take item 3 after item 8. The first item on the agenda.
Mr. Chair, may I have a point of personal privilege at the moment, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I just wanted to say that I'm extremely dissatisfied with our county council as to what they did yesterday. They have cut our budget by more than $40 million and allocated approximately $39 million in project charges, which in actuality are transfers. So they're transferring money from our budget to pay for expenses associated with the county, which I believe is a violation of the TRIM Act. There's no way that they can take money directly from us. There's a Senate bill that was passed this year that said the money can only be used under specified circumstances. So I just wanted to express that. I think the citizens need to know that we have plans to develop certain areas of the county and districts and do other programs, and that we're going to be unable to do them because of the county council's action. They took planners away from us. They took other spots away from us, all of which are necessary for us to do what state legislative actions were provided to do. And so I just wanted to make that comment before we begin this meeting.
Thank you very much. The first item on the agenda is item 2, draft minutes of May 21, 2026. We'll look for a motion to approve minutes of May 2021.
I move that we adopt the minutes of the last meeting.
We have the motion.
A second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Gerardo and a second by Commissioner Matthews. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Gerardo.
Aye.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews.
Aye.
And I vote aye. And the ayes have it. We will now move forward to the consent agenda. Is there anyone who wishes to oppose the staff recommendation on the consent agenda item? Is there any board member who wishes to discuss these items? We'll look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
After consideration of the record for item number 4B, I move adoption of the staff findings and approval of the items on the consent agenda in accordance with the recommendations of staff.
I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Gerardo and a second by Commissioner Jenkins. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Gerardo.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews.
I vote aye.
And I vote aye as well. Ayes have it. We'll now move to regular agenda items. The first item on the agenda is item 5, detailed site plan DSP-2026-004. Capitol Plaza Eastern Part site. We'll now hear from staff who will present this item. I will now open the hearing.
Good morning, Mr. Vice Chair and members of the Planning Board. For the record, I am Quincy Langford with the Urban Design Section. Item number 5, detailed site plan amendment, DSP 2026-0004 for Capitol Plaza Eastern Part site. The detailed site plan amendment is for the development of a 1,910 square foot eating and drinking establishment with drive-through service. This property is located within the commercial general office CGO zone. However, the case is being reviewed under the prior zoning ordinance. Under prior zoning ordinance, the property was within the commercial shopping center, CSC zone, and the development district overlay, and is designated within the retail town center in the central Annapolis Road sector. The property is located on the north side of Annapolis Road, approximately 1,150 feet east of its intersection with MD 295. The proposed development complies with the applicable development standards, subject to the recommendations provided within the technical staff report. Based on the evaluation and analysis, urban design staff recommend that the planning board adopt the findings and approve detailed site plan DSP 2026-0004, subject to the recommended conditions of approval within the technical staff report. This concludes staff's presentation. Thank you.
Any question for staff from the planning board?
I have no.
No.
Next, we hear from the applicant's attorney.
Swear you in. Do you have anybody else here that's looking to speak?
Not really, but I'm
Please stand, raise your right hand. Anybody online, please, if you wish to speak? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good morning, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the Planning Board. For the record, Matthew Tedesco, the law firm McNamee in Greenbelt, here on behalf of the applicant, Landover Sandwiches LLC, here presenting on BSP-2026-0004. I want to thank Mr. Langford and the urban design staff for the review of this application. As Mr. Langford indicated, this is a fairly straightforward application. With me this morning from GLW, we have Mr. Tim Longfellow, and from my office, our senior land planner, Dominic Blockhart, who is watching online. This is an application for a relatively modest amendment to the previously approved detailed site plans for the Capitol Plaza Eastern Pad site. It proposes a 1,910 square foot eating and drinking establishment with a drive-through. As originally approved, this Eastern Pad site was approved for up to 10,000 square feet. When this application was originally filed, it was filed as a limited minor planning director review, but in staff's review of the application, given the change of use to including a drive-through, they felt it was appropriate for the board to review this application. All things being equal, though, this is a fairly minor amendment to the previous approval. It's a reduction to the intensity and development previously approved, and the prior approvals, as I mentioned before, authorized more than 90% more development area, with only 1,900 square feet being proposed here. From a planning perspective, the proposal represents continued reinvestment in a long-established commercial center within the county's established communities growth policy area under Plan 2035. The application supports the county's broader goals of encouraging context-sensitive infill redevelopment, strengthening existing commercial corridors, and leveraging existing infrastructure and transportation networks. It enhances pedestrian environment within the shopping center. The applicant and the urban design section work closely to include new sidewalks, pedestrian connections adjacent to the pad sites, and public sidewalks, bicycle parking, landscaping, and outdoor seating areas that were added to this detailed site plan pursuant to the review of staff in this application. The application was thoroughly reviewed by all county staff and referring agencies. All internal sections and agencies recommend approval. Ultimately, the record demonstrates that this proposal is appropriate, compatible, and beneficial to the continued revitalization of the Capitol Plaza property. It advances the county's planning objectives, promotes economic reinvestment, creates additional employment opportunities, commercial tax revenue, and satisfies all applicable requirements of the prior zoning ordinance and development district standards. We do not have any requested modifications to findings, nor any requested modifications to staff's recommended conditions. We would submit on our statement of justification. I would just finally conclude by noting that as originally filed, we did request one modification to the previous development district overlay zone, but in consultation with staff and our ability to kind of move some things around, we were able to remove that request. And so this application squarely conforms to all the development district overlay standards, and no modifications are requested. So with that, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the board, we thank staff for its review, its recommendations. We agree with the findings as well as the conditions, and we have no modifications as I indicated, and happy to answer any questions, but would respectfully request your approval of this application.
Is it Arby's?
It is Arby's, yes. I was trying to work in they have the meat in the presentation, but I guess I just did it.
All right. Any questions for the applicant's attorney for the planning board? I see none.
Thank you.
We will not take testimonies from those who have signed up to speak on this item. See no fellow?
Yeah, Mr. Vice Chair, I think the only other person that was signed up is Mr. Tim from GLW, but I don't think he has anything to add. He would submit on our presentation. Mr. Longfellow, thank you.
Do we have Dio Kawunde? Dio Kawunde online? We don't see Dio Kawunde the last time. The hearing is now closed. Board members, any deliberation? If not, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Vice Chair, based upon evaluation and analysis of our staff, I move that we adopt the findings of the staff and approve DSP 2026-0004 along with the associated conditions set forth in the staff report.
A second.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Gerardo and a second by Commissioner Matthews. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Gerardo?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
I vote aye.
And I vote aye as well. The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is item 6, preliminary plan of subdivision PPS-2024-016, the mark at College Park. We will now hear from staff who will present this item. I will now open the hearing. Jason.
Good morning. Good morning, members of the board. For the record, my name is Jason Bartlett with the subdivision section. Item number 6 on the agenda is preliminary plan of subdivision for the Market College Park, PPS 2024-016. The subject preliminary plan of subdivision proposes one parcel for development of 600 multifamily residential dwelling units. In a letter dated May 19, 2026, the applicant provided a waiver of the 70-day review period for this application and requested a continuance of this case to June 11, 2026 to allow additional time to coordinate with staff of the City of College Park. Staff recommend approval of the continuance, and if granted, additional posting will not be required. The notices of public hearing signs for this application were posted on the subject site on April 28, 2026. This concludes staff's presentation. Thank you.
Any questions from staff from the planning board? I see none. Next, we will hear from the applicant's attorney.
Mr. Hatcher, since we opened the hearing, we're going to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. For the record, my name is Chris Hatcher with CL Hatcher LLC with office in Laurel, here on behalf of the applicant, the Market College Park LLC. We respectfully request a continuance to continue to work with the planning staff and the City of College Park. We have a work session scheduled with them on June 2nd and a council session scheduled with them on June 9th prior to the planning board, the hopeful anticipated planning board here in June 9th. Here to respond to any questions you might have.
Any questions for applicants from the planning board? We will not take testimonies, so we have signed up for speak on this item. It continues.
Right. If anybody wants to speak just on the continuance that signed up to speak, you're welcome to speak on that.
So for the records, do we have Michael Lenhart?
He's with the applicant.
Very well. Carlos Mills? And and Miriam Berda. Board members, any deliberation? If not, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Vice Chair, due to the request for the continuance for additional time and the waiver of the 7-day rule, I move that we continue this case to June 11, 2026.
I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Gerardo and a second by Commissioner Matthews. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Gerardo?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
I vote aye.
And I vote aye as well. The ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
The next item on the agenda is item 7, Countywide Planning Division, December 2025 Cycle of Amendments 2018 Water and Sewer Service Area Changes. We will now hear from staff who will present his items.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Vice Chair Okoye and members of the Planning Board. For the record, my name is Bobby Ray with the Countywide Planning Division. This item is the water and sewer amendment applications that were received for the December 2025 cycle. There are 4 cycles annually where applicants are allowed to seek legislative amendments to the water and sewer categories. Next slide. County Council introduced Resolution CR 029-2026 on April 21st, 2026, which initiated the Planning Department's review of the applications. The purpose of the Planning Board's review is to determine consistency with the general plan and provide a recommendation to the County Council. Next slide. The December 2025 cycle includes 2 applications that were reviewed by Park and Planning staff. And there is a 3rd application that is located within the city of Laurel. Based on direction given to us, planning staff, as I said, did not review the Laurel application. However, it was reviewed by the city of Laurel planning staff. And as I understand, those comments were forwarded to the county DPI. Next slide. The first application is for 8700 Frank Tippett Road in Upper Marlboro. The request is to advance from water and sewer category 5 to water and sewer category 4. The budget proposal is the development of 3 detached single-family dwellings. Planning staff concur with the county executive's recommendation to allow the site to advance to water and sewer category 4 per the request. Next slide. The second application is for Allied Brandywine property in Brandywine. The request is to advance from water and sewer category 5 to water and sewer category 4. This project is proposing the development of 200 townhouse units. Again, planning staff concur with the county executive's recommendation to allow the site to advance to water and sewer category 4. Next slide. So it is recommended that the board approve the planning department's recommendations and allow us to transmit those recommendations to the county council. And this will allow the 2 applications to proceed to the preliminary plan process. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Board members, any deliberation? And if not, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that we follow the staff recommendations with regards to advancing the sewer category on those 2 properties, sewer category 4.
I second.
Second.
All right. We have a motion from Commissioner Gerardo and a second from Commissioner Matthews. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Gerardo?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
I vote aye.
And I vote aye as well. The ayes have it. The next item is on the agenda is item 8, Community Planning Division. Riverdale Central Avenue Blue Silver Line Sector Plan and Proposed Section Map Amendment. We will now hear from staff who will present this item. I will now open the hearing.
And good morning, Planning Board.
For the record, I'm Bill Skavinsky with the Long Range Planning Section. Also with me today, Elena Perry from the Long Range Planning Section as well. So next slide, please. So just real quick, just a couple of items that we're going to review are the plan revisions that we've made since our work session on May 14th. We'll discuss just a couple of the next steps and then hopefully get on to the adoption and endorsement of the plan section on that. Next slide, please. So since our work session on May 14th, at the work session on May 14th, Planning Board concurred with staff's recommendations on the sector plan and the sectional map amendment revisions. Also, at the work session, we discussed the county executive's comments on the public facilities referral, and we made recommendation, and Planning Board directed staff to revise policies and strategies for the proposed amphitheater in Morgan Boulevard, which we have done, as indicated in the resolution of adoption. We've changed amphitheater to now include an enhanced plaza, as well as looking at reorienting those buildings toward the plaza. We are also working with our consultant to revise the drawings as well. So a couple of next steps. So of course, here we are at Planning Board adoption and endorsement. Right now, we tentatively have our council work session scheduled for July 7th of 2026. And then we expect council action either at the end of July or sometime in September, since August is their recess. And then after that, we'll move into our post-approval stage, which is approximately 3 to 6 months, where we button everything up and then get the plan officially published. So with that in conclusion, staff respectfully asks the board to make a motion to adopt the preliminary Central Avenue Blue Silver Line sector plan and endorse the sectional map amendment. Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you very much.
No.
Any questions from the planning board?
No.
I see none. Board members, after the deliberation, and if not, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that we adopt the recommendations of staff, approve the Central Avenue Blue Silver Line sector plan and sectional map amendments.
I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Gerardo, second by Commissioner Matthews. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Gerardo?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Jenkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Matthews?
I vote aye.
And I vote aye as well. The House have it.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item is item 3, executive session, but after consideration, we will be removing that item from the agenda, postponed to a later date. And that was advised by General Counsel. This concludes items for today's agenda. I thank everybody for your time and consideration. This is the end of the meeting. The meeting is now adjourned.